Say, right, so first and foremost, and I give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rekakodash. We say double and say apostle and it's a great Muslim that rule well, our teachers, our person in truth, and we say salutations to all the Akim, the push with no truth and sincerity, day in and day out and constantly in season or the season, we say shalom. And once again, going into a video here, and it's basically touching upon something Elon Musk said. Right now, he shared this this link, right, which is CA voter ID initiative surpasses 1 million signatures. Now, to the common folks, right, when they see these things, they see the voter ID, to them it's just basically just giving an ID, and don't understand, they don't understand what the guy who's actually sharing it, right, or what it is they're planning to do, right. For example, Elon Musk is the same guy that's literally pushing forth something called a Neuralink, which is putting chips inside of you, right? He already have I can't remember how much patients it is right now, but he have over 5, I don't know, and it could be more than that. Obviously it's more than that, right? And they have brain chips. Some of them are other chips in different parts of the body, right? And right now he's promoting it to be like such a good thing to use, such a good thing to have. If one of the first guys that took the Neuralink, or what I should say is that who he put to the forefront, right? Because when you go and look at some of the information, there were a lot of other guys before him, right? But this is the guy that they choose to push to the forefront. And I know how they made it seem, and it made it seem like it was such a good thing, that he was paralyzed, now he could play game, now he could do this, now he could do that, So it sounds good. It sounds like and again, there's devil. They speak sweetly with the lips. You understand? And there's the devil dealing with. Matter of fact, get a scripture here. Right? Let me get a scripture here. I'm going to the book of Psalms. Right? Psalms chapter 5 verse 9. It says, "For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue." Yeah? So therefore there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Right? And there's the man we dealing with. Esau, Edom, there's no faithfulness in them. Watch how much things they say they would have done, and they went the opposite way. Watch how much times they mention peace, but literally war was in their heart. Right? So why would we trust the things these guys are saying? But we know the simple-minded, they would believe that what it is Elon Musk is doing is life changing, is innovative, is big tech. The world is moving into technology era. These are the things that they would tell themselves to make it seem more comfortable, right? To trust this devil, right? To trust these devils, right? Now he shared this CA voter ID initiative, and I'm going to read it here. Now when they go to the script here, right? Scripture saying not to trust your enemies. I'm going to read it here. Right, let me have it locked in. Right. So it says CA voter ID initiative surpasses 1 million signatures headed for November 2026 ballot. It said California's corrupt political establishment never thought we could get the signatures, but now they better get ready for CA voter ID to shake up their broken political system by restoring the integrity of our elections. It say in a record-breaking haul, the backers of the CA voter ID initiative have collected more than 1 million signatures after just 90 days. But they intend to continue to collect signatures until they reach a comfortable 1.2 million haul. Right? It says signatures are needed to force the issue on the 2026 statewide ballot, and extra signatures are needed to fully ensure the measure has more than enough valid signatures to qualify. Now it goes to show that if you keep up with the last election, Elon Musk had a strong play when it comes to dealing with the boxes and so forth, right? There's a lot of information out there that what it is he tampered with and what it is he played with and so forth, right? So they don't need these signatures, but again, it's all our agenda, right? You may watch it just as voter ID, but this is leading into something bigger, right? This is our part down toward to the MOTB, which is to basically get that ID inside of you, which will come into what the chip, the RFID chip, right? So it say we are where did I now read? It says, so we are absolutely thrilled with the overwhelming and broad-based support for the CA voter ID initiative. And by submitting 1.2 million signatures, we are confident this initiative will qualify for the November 2026 midterm. Now pay attention to this. Trump said yesterday, this came out yesterday, right? Yeah. So January 6th, Elon Musk shared that. And yesterday, Trump did a press conference talking about if he don't win midterms, he would basically, they will impeach him, right? They will impeach him and his government. And there are a lot of information coming out. When he made that statement, there's a lot of stuff coming out of why he would get impeached and so forth and so on, right? Him and his vice president, right? For so many things they are doing. Now, that is wicked nonetheless. But coming back to this to say, the Mayos Reform California organization is leading the volunteer signature drive and reports over 18,000 volunteers are trained and active statewide to collect signatures. Now, I wouldn't read because it's a lot. It's implementing a voter ID requirement is critical in securing our election. So you see, they will make things sound good for you, like wouldn't be able to tamper with the elections and all these sort of things that they would say. But this is the same Elon Musk that said earlier, I believe it was the year before that he said that everyone soon will have a chip inside of them. He also said recently, if not a month ago, he said there would be no more cash. Everyone would be getting UBIs. Now, how would they be giving out that UBIs? Right? So you see all the trickery with Esau that we say, Surah 12 verse 10 say, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Because we understand the trickery Esau has come with. It may seem like it's implementing just a voter ID, but it still leads to something else. Right? They never do nothing to help it. I already book of Surah 14 verse 7 say, and if he do it good, he do it unwillingly. And at the last he will declare his wickedness. Here at the last he will declare his wickedness. So it sounds good, right? Right? Jake will get caught up in these things, but that is not his intentions. At his last, he will declare his wickedness. You would see why he wants to implement these voter ID requirement and so on and so forth, making it legal to do what to bring in that chip, right? I was reading it and I was like, this, like when you hear some of the words implementing a voter ID requirement is critical in securing elections and this initiative, because one of the things in America they talk about every election is about it being rigged. Rig. They're only hearing about rig. Whereas Elon Musk had a big play towards this previous election and went, right? And again, there's a lot of information about that outside there, but you see, and a lot of people would fall to that. Securing the elections, yeah, we know it has been rigged and so forth. This would bring this, right? Not knowing literally the one this ID, soon this ID will be inside of you, right? Again, the guy that's sharing it, he's literally shared countless of times, right? The things that he wants to do, which is Elon Musk, the chipping, the UBIs, the IDs. He was talking about the IDs. Now you see it come back here again. Now he bringing it in the voter ID, right? And again, that the scripture says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. Yet take good heed, right? Continue to watch. You'll be circumspect when you're dealing with this devil. Motherfucker, you're supposed to be trusting this devil nonetheless. So all these things they're trying to incorporate, they're trying to bring, is because for their own agenda is never to help you. Right? As the scripture says, for there is no faithfulness in his mouth. Right? It said, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. Yet that rust delayed, that wickedness there. Even though he may look like he come in peace, but he ain't come in peace. They're straight in the alien movies. I come in peace. Right? They ain't coming no peace. There's a purpose of why they're doing these things. If you watch majority of the talks from these guys that above, right? These men who in those positions, they literally talking about ID, right? Digital ID, digital assets, voter ID, the chip. They have the promotion in the hospitals and so forth and so on, right? We're going into that time. This thing is going to become mandatory soon, right? That chip has become mandatory. And soon those guys that said that the MOTB is something else, we will see if they will take it or not. this guy, Elon Musk, he talked about everyone collecting a UBI. How are they going to collect a UBI, right? Which is universal basic income. But I believe when he said it was universal high income, UHI, right? How they are going to collect it when everything is becoming digital, right? You will need an ID to say, well, okay, I received my UBI. And where would that ID be? Inside of you, right? They're going to stick something inside of you soon. So you're seeing all these things, it playing off. It may look small, right? It may look just like voter ID, but it's a purpose of why basically these top men speaking about ID, identification, about bringing more, or as they say, to bring more sureties to some of the things and what would cause it is implementing an ID, So it says, set him not by thee, lest when he had overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And all at last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Right? I'm going to jump on to verse 16. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. So yeah, an enemy speaketh what? Sweetly with his lips. It sounds good. So let's go back here. Right? You see, he shared. Right? He shared it, and it sounds good. It sounds good. Right? This person mark voting without ID is like launching a rocket without telemetry. It say you can't do it, but you shouldn't, right? And hey, again, they say the earth is given in the hands of the wicked, so they could do these things. But again, people watch it, and that's what I'm saying. People watch that simple thing they're watching here. They're watching it just as voter ID, and don't understand the gender that is at hand, right? Right. Let me see if I find the universal. Let me see if I find it here. Yeah, look at here. The 24th August 2025. He also said it the 25th December. All right. He said there will be universal high income, not merely basic income. Everyone will have the best medical care, food, home, transport, and everything else. Sustainable, abundant. So you already see. You're seeing the agendas that they're pushing forth, and he's been speaking about this for years. Right? 2019, 2024, 23, 25, right? 25 here. Optimus will eliminate poverty and provide universal high income for all. Right? Yeah, and that is the devil for you. The scripture said never trust him. So all these things he's talking about ID and all these things is a purpose of why he's doing it. Right? So with that, once again, I give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashemi, or Shai, Ba'ashemi Kakadash. We say that man, Apostle, Elos agree Muslim, our teachers, our apostles in truth, and we say salutations, so the we say push with truth and sincerity. Day in and day out, and constantly in season or season, say Shalom.